energy has to go in, paid in capital has to go in. I've traded some of my worth less promissory notes for digital currency, which has actually gone up in value. So I've been able to convert a debt note that I use to transact business in the United States called a $100 bill. I was able to turn it into a Bitcoin or a half a Bitcoin and watch it turn into the value of almost a Bitcoin and a half. Okay, which is pretty cool. I like taking worthless currency and turning it into currency that increases in value. I don't know about you, but it makes sense to me. I like that equation. Now, let's look at the comparison. The difference between the 1965 VIN number and digital currency serial number, a Mustang can't be fractionalized. So if I owe you $2,500, I can't send you 10% of my Mustang. So that's not realistic. Mustang's not easily portable, so if I want to go shopping, I really can't take it with me like I can my mobile phone and my digital currency wallet that's on my phone. The audience is limited for the Mustang. Not everybody around the world is going to be interested in the Mustang, whereas everyone around the world is interested in transacting business. And I want you to know something. There's 6 billion people that don't have access to organized financial services. And Bitcoin solves that problem. The other 6 billion people around the world, as long as they have a mobile phone, they can download an e-wallet and they can transact business in Bitcoin. Okay, the traditional banking industry doesn't want anything to do with them because they're not profitable customers for them. Okay, so the Mustang also has a raw material value. That's one thing that that Bitcoin and digital currencies don't have, and frankly, neither does the dollar. So I don't even know. People make the argument, well, Bitcoin's worthless. I go, well, so is the paper money that you're spending in the United States and Europe and Greece. It's all worthless. Okay, because there's more debt than there's more debt than we have interest money to pay on. We don't have enough revenue to pay the interest on our debt. That's pretty bad. Just in the United States alone, $20 trillion. Oh my God. Digital currency has no raw value. It's portable. It can be broken into millions, and the audience is global, okay, which I think is very neat. Attributes. Oh, so by the way, when I mean global, it means I can use the money anywhere. It's the same price everywhere. I don't have currency exchange and all that rip-off stuff they do with currency exchange. But digital currency is a trusted language. That's all it is. It's a language that says, hey, if I trade you a Bitcoin today, you translate that into $451. That's what that's the translation of what one Bitcoin is. If I translate a one coin, it's $4.30. Or if I translate a Litecoin, this is what it is. And that value, that language is created by the community and it's communicated by the community. So if I'm doing transactions with you and you trust the digital currency, I can transfer it to you as a form of a language. Digital currency is a unique serial number, just like the 65 Mustang. Okay, but it can be fractionalized. That's the only difference. It does take in paid in capital or energy to create digital currency. You can't create it with debt. Debt is not an option in digital currency. Okay, not one of its attributes, which is good because debt is an imprisonment tool. Transactions are conducted peer-to-peer, which means it's computer to computer. There's no central authority. There's no central bank. The community regulates everything that goes on. So when I make a transaction, every computer that's running the software, if I send $20 to Bob in Bitcoin, my account drops by 20 in value, and Bob's value increases on his computer, and that changes on all the computers around the world. All the computers around the world verify that I had that money to send to Bob. If Bob spends it, they deduct it from his account and add it to whoever else. It's a ledger. It's a big ledger is all it is. And these peer-to-peer computers monitor it. Now, if you try and defraud the Bitcoin network, you're going to need about, I think it's somewhere around $500 billion worth of energy, and you have to be able to do it within a 10-minute period, and that's if the community doesn't see you trying to replicate transactions. Okay, it's that powerful, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I told you there was over 40 million computers running it, and it was 420 times more powerful than all the supercomputers in the U.S. combined. So that pretty much rules out fraud right there. Okay, it can appreciate and depreciate in value. There are no intermediaries, no bankers to take your money. Okay, no bankers to sit. How many times have you had your money sat on over the weekend? It just pissed you off. Okay, I hate that. And there's no need because they had it the minute the transaction. They could look on the computer and the money was in their account, and they go, "Oh, we have to wait 3 days." days for it to clear. It's like, that's the biggest lie in the world, okay? It is instant and there's no fees. So when I send you money in Bitcoin, there's no check is in the mail. The minute I press send, your phone pings, okay, or your computer pings. And if you've done a transaction with us, you know how quick it is. But trust and transparency is the underlying asset, okay? It's what the community deems the value of it is, and if the blockchain, the public ledger, it has integrity and nobody messes with it, which they really can't with the blockchain anymore because it's so huge, people just trust it. I hate to say it, but they trust it a little bit more than they do central banks, because central banks are just pouring debt and just, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's sad, actually. I have kids and I worry for them, you know. And if you do too, if you have grandkids, you know what I'm talking about. But it's just no future for them to grow up in, have being obligated to, you know, 30 or 40 trillion dollars in debt that they didn't create. That's not their responsibility. But look at the benefits of digital currency. It can increase in value over time. I mean, what if you buy one coin at $4 and it goes to $40? Well, your buying power increased times 10, okay? I don't see the dollar or the euro or the Swiss franc doing that anytime soon. There's no opportunity for identity theft or counterfeiting. The blockchain is too powerful for that. Now, if you lose your passwords, okay, and somebody gains access to your computer and your mobile phone, yeah, they could steal your money. But that's not identity theft. Identity theft is when they steal your Social Security and they turn into you and they open accounts in your name and stuff like that. You can't do that with Bitcoin. Okay, you can't do that with the blockchain. So identity theft and all that stuff, all those packages that you buy and credit protection and all that stuff, just don't think that's a ruse by the banks trying to create more profit, okay? It's not necessary. And here's the problem. You know, when you do a financial transaction, your packet of information travels from, let's say, Target to their credit card processor to their bank, from their bank to whoever vendor they owe the money to or whatever. But every time it touches a different person, your packet of financial information is exposed and available for a hacker to gain access to. Well, guess what? When I send money over Bitcoin, I can publish my account number publicly. Nobody can hack it. Nobody can steal from me. And none of my financial information is associated with that number. So if you're into privacy, that's probably one of the biggest selling points of digital currency is that integrity and privacy that it has. Okay, you're not exposed. So if you've ever had your identity stolen, if you're not chasing down digital currency and loving it, something's you just like abuse. Okay, you just don't want you want more identity fraud. I hope not. But the benefits are strong. No debt. Transactions are instant, no fees, global pricing. It's the same value everywhere in the world. No government or central bank manipulation. What happens if you're in Greece and they do government controls and they limit you to $50 per day that you can take out? Well, if you got your Bitcoin account, you walk down to the Bitcoin ATM machine, you can take out as much as you want. Okay, there's no government controls on Bitcoin. They don't control it. They can't control it. Okay, it's portable, it's private, and it's globally accessible. So, I mean, you think about, you know, people traveling all over the world. I don't even have to travel across, I don't even have to take electronic devices with me. I can travel to a computer anywhere in the world and access a computer and access my money. So all this, traveling with more than $10,000 or anything, that it's kind of bull is what it is. It's just a way to control you and track people who are spending money around the world. Okay, I don't think it's all that important when you look in the huge scheme of things, because most people are doing business honestly around the world. Now, accumulate. You're like, okay, Tom, I love this. Tell me how to get my hands on digital currency. Okay, great. Become a merchant and accept it for goods and services. You can go to bitpay.com. It's an Atlanta vendor here in Atlanta, and they will set you up as a vendor to be able to accept digital currencies for payment of your products, and they'll put all your products in a shopping cart, and you can actually accept digital currency. If you're a consultant like me, somebody owed me $150 the other day, and I just typed it into my app. It created a QR code and a serial number. I sent it to him. He plugged it into his thing, and the money instantly transferred into my account. It was real easy. I just typed in the amount and cut and pasted something and sent it to him. That's all I had to do, and he paid for it. And I didn't have to worry about identity fraud either. Okay, you can acquire it from an exchange. You can set up an account with like Coinbase or Itbit or Gemini, just like you would a stock brokerage account, and you can go buy $1 million worth of digital currency if you want to. You can actively trade for profits if you want to. If you think, hey, every time it drops below 300, I'm going to buy, and every time it breaks above 400, I'm going to sell. Well, you can do that with digital currency, and the spreads are relatively thin. If you're a trader, you know what that means. If you don't worry about it. Mine the coins at wholesale and use them or sell them at retail. Now, this is where the real opportunity, and this is, and there are some really great mining opportunities right now where you can get the coins, let's say you get them at $4, and by the time you pull them out and they hit your account, they're worth $8 or $10. It's those kind of opportunities that you really need to seize now, and get with the person who sent you this video